Hello everyone. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another ASMR video. I know it's been a while, but I'm back again. I really did miss this, This is going to be a normal kind of what is it called? I guess it's called a assorted triggers or sound assortment. That's what it was. Sound assortment. And I'll do some sound assortments, but it's gonna have to be imaginary triggers because I don't have any props with me. This is the Sovereign Chill Home, so I don't have any props, so if you excuse that. So in this video I want to talk about a variety of different things, mainly some things that have been going on in my life, keeping you updated on some things, and hopefully help you relax, because I miss doing this and it's about time that I start doing this again. Yeah, to be honest with you. Let's see. Let me see if I can get something for you. Here we go. I've got these tiny red Solo cups. I guess they're kind of like shot glasses or something. I may have to do this in post. I'm not sure, because this is kind of an awkward way of holding the tiny red Solo cups. But here we go. Yeah, I think we'll have to do this in post. But we'll see. So, the things I wanted to talk to you today about is what's been going on in my life and, other kind of plans I have. I do have some videos that are geared up to be in production and for me to release them. But I just want to get a little more personal with you guys and tell you what's been going on. I feel like I owe you guys that much. So today, the main topic I want to talk to you guys about is apathy, procrastination, ADHD, stuff like that. So the thing with apathy or procrastination or ADHD, they're all kind of intrinsically intertwined with each other to some degree. So when I started this channel, I always had this issue of pushing myself to creating more content, even if I really wanted to, and I really wanted to, even if I really wanted to, and I was passionate about making said video, and I have everything ready and all the stars aligned correctly and there's no loud noises, nothing. There's always something in my brain that makes me not want to do it for whatever reason. I wish there was a singular problem that you could specifically point to and just fix said problem, but it's kind of a learning process, trying to figure out what it is. And I'm actually going to therapy of it, or for it rather, excuse me. And this apathetic nature of mine has actually affected me in my daily life. It's affected my ability to work efficiently, and it's affected me in other regards. But I think my ADHD is kind of got two main problems to it. So one of them is where even if I want to do something and I have everything set up for me to do it, it's just really difficult for me to do that thing. It's a very hard to motivate and push myself to do said thing. It actually took a lot of motivation for me to do this video, but I find that being in a good mood and having good thoughts and being inspired is what helped me do this. I still have to edit the video, and who knows, I think that I'll do it afterwards, but I could push that off. I know I've done that before, where I'll just keep delaying and delaying and delaying, and it's a serious problem. But so that's one part of it. But another part of it, which this one is specifically what affected me in my work environment, and affected my ability to work efficiently, is when I'm told to do something and I'll have something on my mind, and then when I am pulled away from that particular thing, I'll just completely forget about that task. So for example, if one of the jobs I had was working retail, where I worked in the back room, and I had one of my managers tell me to go put merchandise onto the main floor, and then go back to doing the stock room, right? And that's I was able to do that in a concise way. If I get into a routine of something, it's easier for me to remember it. So if I had a list of tasks to do something, I'll just be able to do it. But where the problem comes is when I'm doing stacking merchandise in an area, and then a manager tells me to go say hey, I need you to go help out Susan or something. There's nobody that was named Susan there. I'm just coming up with a name, but they tell me to go help Susan with something, maybe the cash register's messing up or whatever. I will go and help Susan with whatever it is that she needs help with, and then after I help her with that, I'll just immediately go straight to the back room where the stock is and work back there, completely forgetting about setting up the merchandise. And there's other examples like that too, where there have been times where I have forgotten that I put food in my microwave. There have been times where I've forgotten to get groceries. I've been real bad about forgetting to take my medicine, because it's just being absent-minded about it. And it's not like the medicine that I take is more for blood pressure related stuff, but I won't get too much into detail about that. So there's those are the two parts of my issues with ADHD, it being the absent-mindedness of stuff and apathy. I will say there's a third category too, where it's hard for my brain to focus on a singular thing. So oftentimes when I'm playing D&D with my friends every Sunday, if we're in a combat encounter, I will be like searching stuff up on like Twitter or watching YouTube videos while I wait for my turn, because if I just stand there and just wait for my turn without any external kind of thing, it drives me absolutely mad. I can't stand it. It's very hard for me to focus on like one thing sometimes. I mean, it depends on what it is, right? Obviously, I'm focusing on this video as I'm recording it, but even then my brain is like thinking of like a million different things at one time. So I have to like lock in, I have to like focus on this video. And so yeah, there's also the thing where I kind of have to have different things for me to focus. And it's not gotten so bad to the point where I need Subway surfers underneath a video in order to keep me engaged. It's nothing like that. It's more so whenever I'm playing D&D and I'm waiting for my turn, I'll go watch videos and stuff. Or if I'm playing Minecraft and I'm doing a build, I kind of have to like listen to music to help me focus, or listen to ASMR to help me focus. And this, I'm kind of scatterbrained right now, but this is another thing too that happens with my ADHD, is where even if I'm focused on something, I'll be thinking about other things in my mind, and then suddenly I'm like thinking about I'm like talking to my friend, or I'm watching a YouTube video, or I'm playing a game, and then suddenly I think of that one scene from Better Call Saul where Chuck is like, I am not crazy. I am not crazy. I know he changed those numbers. As if I could forget. You think this is bad? This chicanery? I think about that scene in my head, and I'm like, oh, I have to go look up that video, And then when I do look up that video, I remember something else. Like, there was a meme that someone made with that scene from that show with Lego City. And, Chuck is like, are you telling me that a man just happens to fall like that? No, he orchestrated it. And it's like, it works so perfectly. It's so funny. But you kind of get my point though, right? Where I'm like doing something, and then like something pops up in my mind, and I have to like look that up, So I guess there's a bit of a compulsiveness to that. There's a compulsiveness to it, and there is absent-mindedness, absent-mindedness, and the apathetic part, where it's like, I really, really, really want to do this thing, but there's something in my brain that's like preventing me from doing this. It's like, I don't want to do this, And it's interesting too, because I find playing single player games nowadays very difficult. And I almost wonder if this has to do with my ADHD and my sense of apathy when it comes to certain things. But I'll start like a single player game, and I'll play it for a few hours for like 2 or 3 days, and then I'm like, okay, I'm bored. I'm going to go do something else, you know. I play games a lot with my friends, but single player games not so much. Like, my brain just can't handle it, you know. Unless I'm streaming the game to a friend, then I can just play through the whole thing. But yeah, I guess I just kind of much prefer to spend my time hanging out with friends than hanging out with myself, you know. And that could be part of it, you know. I will say, though, other things that I put a lot of focus on, and I guess this is something I probably should have talked about in the beginning of the video, but I've been working on Blender stuff a lot lately, and you know, I've just been practicing my skills in that, you know, doing photos, and I'm even thinking about doing like incorporating it somehow. I mean, a lot of my worlds I've actually made in Blender/Unity, but I've thought about incorporating it in other ways. Like, I don't know if like if you've seen other furry ASMR channels like Mocha and the you know, Justin Furry. I think that's what his username. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm sorry. But also EGASMR, when he used to be on YouTube. I can't believe they terminated his channel, but they would all have like a picture, a stationary picture, and they'll do like a role play. And I'm thinking, what better way to increase my video output by having custom images that I render within Blender to set up a scene to do a role play. And I can do those videos in between you know, these VR videos, because these VR videos, they're not going anywhere. I enjoy doing it. It's very fun to get into character and act things out. It's a lot of fun to do those type of that type of content, you know. So that's not going anywhere. But yeah, so I'm thinking about doing the single renders and then the VR videos. And by the way, if you guys couldn't tell, this video is unscripted. If you couldn't tell that up until now, I really don't know what to tell you, because I'm kind of all over the place. But I felt like doing this video unscripted is a lot more raw. It's a lot more personal, and I wanted to get more personal with you guys and to kind of just show you the real me in a sort of sense of, you know, to show you how I actually am, you know, because I want to connect to you in that kind of way and kind of explain my situation. So you may be asking something like, Sodi, you know, you have all these, how do you get around these problems? And to tell you the truth, right now I kind of don't. I just kind of let them happen, but I do kind of help them to some degree. I wouldn't just say I let them completely happen, because that's not true. I just kind of, it happens, and I try not to beat myself up over it, you know. So there are certain steps that I take. So one of them, very big and important, I'm a person who has a very strong guilty conscience, right? So when I tell my friend that I'm going to do something, or any of my friends that I'm going to do something, I feel very obligated to do said thing, right? So I have a friend who asks me, hey, are you working on your next video? I'd be like, well, no, I'm not at the moment. They'd be like, oh, okay, well, are you able to work on it? And I'd be like, yeah. And they said, like, well, maybe you should work on it, yeah? I was like, yeah, I should. And so they said, like, oh, are you going to work on your video? I'd be like, yeah, I'll work on my video. And so they say, all right, well, I know now that you're going to work on your video. So they kind of hold me to it, hold me accountable. That's one way I kind of work around my my apathy kind of feelings towards things, Oh, hello, fridge. I don't know if you guys can hear that really loud humming noise, but that's my fridge. It doesn't always do that. I don't know why it's so loud, but anyway, back to the video. Oops. Back to the video. So that's one way, is having friends to encourage you and to congratulate you when you do improve things. One thing that I have that I do between me and my friend is that we'll say that you are a champion. I'll say that to him, and he'll say that to me. He'll say, you're a champion. And I'll say it back to him, you're a champion. And we kind of inspire and motivate ourselves and each other, rather, and kind of hype each other up, I think that's a really good and healthy way to do it. Another way that I think you can help yourself is by making a list of things that you need to do in a particular day, and just adhering to that and just following it very strictly, and just doing that, And I think another thing that's very important is to not beat yourself up when you do mess up. You are going to mess up, and that's okay. You gotta learn from it, and you have to understand that you're going to make mistakes. What's important is that when you push yourself to do better, and you end up doing better, So yeah, I've been rambling on for a bit. Let me try to do some more ASMR with triggers and stuff. I've got like this Welsh. Is it Welsh? No, it's sorry, that's not it. It's called a Welch's, not Welsh, Welch's bottle that I filled up with water. I drank it like a while ago, probably like 2 years ago, something like that. But I think it makes a really nice sound. If you guys hear that, like this tapping noise, I like the way that the water sloshes in it too. Another thing too is that anytime I do like bar videos, which I absolutely enjoy doing, I use a lot of the sound effects from these bottles, So, yeah. Continuing on. So, you get the inspirations from your friend, you have a list, you follow by that list, and you make sure not to beat yourself up. Yeah. In terms of being absent-minded about stuff, I think the list can help with that too. But yeah, so apathy, ADHD, it's pretty rough, it's pretty difficult to deal with. I think the best kind of help that you can get, though, is if you go to therapy, if you can afford it. I'm currently going to therapy for it, trying to solve, my ADHD issues, So yeah. In terms of other stuff, I've got a lot of really cool videos in the works, and I've got like this whole list of stuff that I'm going to work on, and I think it's going to be really cool. I'm also going to try out some more streaming. I used to stream a while back, but they weren't ASMR streams, but this time around I'm going to try to do an ASMR stream for the first time, you know. I think another thing that is a little challenging when it comes to my ADHD is you know, I've got like the apathy part and the what do you call it, the absent-mindedness and the spontaneousness of things, where I just gotta stop what I'm doing and I go to move to do something else, you know. Or like when I'm working on a project and suddenly it's like, oh man, I've been working on this for so long, even though I've been working on it for like an hour at most, and I'm like, I want to do something else, and I just burn a bunch of time on like YouTube or something, you know. That's pretty tough, and currently I don't really have a solution for that, but other than the things that I've already mentioned, which does help out, but it's not foolproof. I think you're still gonna mess up if you struggle as hard as I do, you know. But yeah, so we talked about ADHD and apathy and things like that. I wanted to discuss something else too, and I was debating it this whole time when making this video. I don't want to, like, you know, divide anybody or make anyone upset. So if this kind of subject is very triggering for you, I completely understand. You can skip this part and go on to the next part where I do positive affirmations and I try to, you know, motivate you and inspire you, okay? So there's the warning there. So I was going to talk a little bit about not necessarily politics itself, but the nature of politics and what it does to society and, you know, friend groups and just people as a whole, family members even. And I'm not gonna like talk about a particular side. I'm not gonna talk about left or right. I'm just gonna talk about the issues that politics can happen or have. Excuse me. So I see a lot on like Twitter or well, just Twitter. I don't really use Facebook or Instagram anymore. I should probably cut off Twitter, honestly, to be honest with you, because it does bring me a lot of stress and I don't need that. But anyway, I'm going on a tangent again. Let me lock in again. I see a lot that people say that they lose friends over politics or over certain beliefs, you know. And I wanted to touch upon that, you know, because I think it's important, and I think it needs to be discussed, you know. I'm in a friend group that has like a variety of different beliefs and worldviews, right? Some of them are on the left, some of them are on the right, you know, what have you. I think if you've watched my videos before, it's probably pretty obvious that you can tell which side I lean on, you know. But we're able to keep things civil in there. We don't really talk about politics much. All we really care about is playing video games and hanging out. That's all we really care about at the end of the day. I think when politics starts to become an issue is when the whole culture war type thing starts happening, where, people says, oh, so-and-so is cringe because, insert whatever reason, or, just randomly bringing up politics, don't do that, You should treat gaming time with dinner table rules. I don't know if you ever heard of that. Essentially, in dinner table rules, number 1 rule, no politics. Number 2, no religion. Number 3, no gross stuff at the table. Alright? Stuff like that. And I think when you're hanging out with the homies, you should probably use dinner table rules. Alright? But I think when politics start to become an issue is when someone is actively opposed against your identity on things, that applies to, if you're trans, gay, bisexual, whatever, pansexual, or if you have a friend who's religious and someone is like against the idea of that person being religious, I think that can create a toxic environment. And if they start imposing their moral values on you, that can be very troublesome, and so I think what we need to do, there's a train, I think what we need to do as a group, as a social collective, is to separate our politics from our morals. Because if you ask me what my morals are, is treating people with respect, being very empathetic, being nice, being respectful towards other, and don't cause any. Okay, anyway, I think the train's done. So as I was saying, we need to separate politics from our morals. I know that it's kind of counterintuitive because I think a lot of politics kind of coincide with your morals, but I think we need to make a very clear distinction between the two. And what I mean by that is that my moral stance is that I treat everyone with respect. I'm nice to people, and I'm very caring to those that matter to me a lot, and I'm a very empathetic type of person. I think these are strong values that people should subscribe to and to have, and to also, help people when they're down, things like that. Kind of like what I'm doing with these videos, but on a more personal level, obviously, and to try to minimize as much unnecessary suffering as possible, and certainly to not purposely go out of your way to cause someone to suffer. I don't subscribe to that at all. So when it comes to morals and your values, you could have a value of like, I think such and such should have more money funded into it, or I think that such and such should be illegal because it's very harmful for society. That's okay. That doesn't really have anything to do with your intrinsic morals and values. I mean, they kind of do, because when you're saying such and such should be illegal because it's harmful, that's more of like an empathetic kind of response. But I think oftentimes people who are anti-religion or anti-trans or anti-LGBT or anti-race or whatever you want to put, like whatever you want to put in there, just insert something. I think a lot of times people kind of get lost in the sauce there and they kind of treat politics as if it was a ride or die type of thing, you know. Like, no, you have to like all of the policies that I like, or else we just can't be associated with each other, you know. I think it's a little different though, like when people say, you know, if someone was okay with outlawing, you know, banning homosexuality or banning trans stuff or whatever, you know, I think that's a very reasonable thing for you to draw the line at, because it's something that would be personally affecting you as a person and your freedom, your liberties of freedom and rights and whatnot, you know. Or if someone says, you know, I think religion should be banned or whatever, if someone says that and they vote for things for religion to be banned, I think that's a reasonable thing to not be friends with someone over, you know. Because someone being a Muslim or a Christian or a practicing Jew, that's something that is intrinsic to their identity, you know. And I think that's kind of like one of the key things I'm trying to talk to you about, is that if someone is, you know, voting for something that's against your morals, like they think that something is morally wrong, that's probably rooms to not be friends with them. But I do think at first, I think you should probably have like a really healthy, non-argumentative conversation with them first, and kind of explain to them where you're coming from, and, you know, explain why you think that it's problematic, and hopefully you guys can have a conversation about it and, you know, come to a conclusion based on that. But, you know, if it don't work out, then, you know, it just wasn't meant to be, you know. Things just gonna happen that way. But yeah, it's not so much that I think that politics are bad per se. I think it more so relies on what that person's values and morals lie in. I think that you should probably pick your friends based on that, instead of like, oh, I think, I'm not personally saying this, I'm just saying as an example, I think America should be a communist state, or I think America should be an anarcho-capitalist state. That's not really a moral issue. That's more of a economic ideal more than anything, you know. Or if someone should say like, oh, I think we should put more funding and research into studying frogs in space or something, you know, that's not really a moral thing. That's more of a you know, well, policy, you know. And that's not to say that you can't be friends with people you disagree with. I just think that there are certain things that, you know, like I said, when it comes to morals specifically, obviously you wouldn't be friends with a, you know, a maniac who does GTA, but in real life. I'm trying to get around YouTube censorship, so bear with me. But, you know, you wouldn't be friends with someone who has like a 2.0 KD in real life, you know. So obviously there's like a moral type of thing, you know. I hope my rambling on that made sense. Again, I don't know, maybe you're better off just skipping that part, because I just kind of said a lot of things, but I kind of felt like I said a whole lot of nothing. But maybe some of you can understand my incoherent rambling. Anyway, let's get on to the positive affirmation, shall we? You are important and you have value. You are stronger than you think, and every challenge is just a stepping stone to your success. Your dreams are valid, and you have everything it takes to make them a reality. Every small step you take brings you closer to something amazing. Your efforts matter, and your hard work will pay off in ways you can't even imagine. Your creativity is unique, and the world needs what you have to offer. There is no right way to create. Just keep exploring, keep making, and keep growing. The only limit is the one you refuse to challenge. Mistakes are proof that you are trying, and every setback is a setup for a comeback. Keep going. You've already made it through so much, and you'll get through this too. Progress is progress, no matter how small. Celebrate your wins. You are enough just as you are. Believe in yourself the way the universe believes in you. You have a light that no one else can shine. Don't dim it for anyone. You've come so far. Don't stop now. The best is yet to come. Every great achievement starts with the decision to try. Difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations. Keep moving forward. Success isn't about never failing. It's about getting back up every time you do. Fear is just excitement without breath. Take a deep breath and go for it. You don't have to be fearless. You just have to be brave enough to take the next step. Great things never come from comfort zones. Challenge yourself and watch yourself grow. The only way to fail is to stop trying. Keep pushing, and you'll get there. Every day is a fresh start. Fill it with things that make you smile. Happiness isn't something you find. It's something you create. The energy you put into the world comes back to you, so shine bright. You deserve joy, love, and success just as much as anyone else. A little kindness goes a long way. Be the reason someone smiles today. You never know who needs your light. Keep shining. Your words and actions have power. Use them to uplift yourself and those around you. Be patient with yourself and with others. We're all learning and growing. You have a purpose, and your dreams are worth chasing. Don't compare your journey to anyone else's. Your path is yours alone. Dream big, work hard, and believe in yourself. Everything is possible. If you can imagine it, you can create it. Keep going. Well, guys, that about wraps it up here. I want to do a bit of tapping for the outro. If you made it this far, I want to say thank you so much for watching my videos and putting up with my month-long gaps in my videos. I want to say that I appreciate you more than you can even ever imagine. Okay? I enjoy doing this a lot, and apparently the train likes me too because it's blowing its horn. But yeah, that just about does it, guys.